Okay, Courtney, we're gonna do this non-edited type thing. We're just gonna have a discussion about Balisongs. I don't mean to pick on anybody, man. This is a Jed Hornbeak. This is my latest custom knife purchase, I guess you would say, and it's a Balisong. I don't hate Balisongs, but I understand. Like whenever I start talking about Balisongs to certain EDC people in the community, you just start getting this really negative stigma, that, and I've never really picked up on it myself until I had one, and I was like, I'm all excited about it because it's Jed Hornbeck's first folder, and there's a lot of folks out there that hate the Bella songs, and I'd kind of like to discuss the history of the knife a little bit. Also, these are both Kershaw Lucas that were, or luchas. Lucha is a Spanish word, means fighting. So this, I guess, Bella song was anyway,
A fighting
a
knife.
fighting knife of sorts. But anyway, yeah, man, these were sent in by Mitch Bolig. We very much appreciate it. He sent me one with a trainer blade, and he sent me one with the live blade for us to check out. And he's going to allow me to keep this one around so I can practice. There's no way I can do anything in front of this camera. It's too close to the table. Anyway, Balisongs. Courtney kind of has a negative, you know, about them. Talk to us, Courtney. Tell us why can you help us as a whole understand the stigma behind these knives?
Okay, so my stigma with them branched from the 2023 Blade Show, first one I'd been to, only one I'd been to. But around about every stinking corner, there was some idiot flipping one of these around, not paying attention that they're at the corner of two walls and somebody's going to walk around there. So you had like balisongs flying at your forehead everywhere you went. That's my stigma with them. Some people are just too stupid to have them in their hand.
Are we exaggerating? I think the Balisong people were kind of hanging out in the same general
No,
location. No, I may be
it wasn't at your
misremembering.
head. You're higher up. They're
Okay,
trying to gut punch you.
I was trying to get punch me. Okay, well, I don't have a negative stigma toward them because, my dad carried one. He didn't know any tricks. He carried one quite often. I'm not sure which brand he had. I don't know what he had, man. But Jed carries one. He's carried one. I said it was the Benchmade Necron. That is not correct. He does have a Benchmade and it does have a pocket clip on it, but it's an older knife. He's been carrying it for like 8 years. And he carries one every day, and he carries it for his EDC knife, and he's not concerned about tricks,
Right.
you know. Um, so it seems like you got so many different people in the knife community, right? Like you got the EDC crowd, which is kind of where we fall in
Yeah.
when it comes to the whole, you know, knife community. When you say something about the knife community, you gotta realize, it's a pretty vast community. There's lots and lots
Yeah,
and
there's
lots of.
some people in the knife blade community that just want to collect big old swords and
Yeah, yeah, like JS Bladecraft. I mean, it's not that that's just what he's into, but it's something he's into that a lot of us aren't into. Is I
would be
love
more
watching his
passionate
videos.
about
He's
than
very
others.
passionate about katanas and stuff like that. But almost universally, these knives are hated, and I think they just laugh at us in the background because if you think Metal Complex is big with 675,000 subscribers, if you think Neves is big, I don't even know. He's probably close to 300, if not over now. Sorry, Jared, I don't know, but like there's these monster EDC channels out there. Dude, you have Balisong channels that
That have
have
three
12
videos
videos up that have 2-3 million subscribers and millions
of
of
views.
views. I mean, like it pales in comparison to what we have in the EDC community.
And it may be because there's fewer of the Balisong channels. From what we seen, there's like select few when you search, and that may be why they have more because it's not so
It's not well,
washed
it's not washed
out.
out and polluted,
Yeah,
you would think it would be more of a niche type thing, but I mean seriously, this is the oldest folder that's ever existed, and it's got one of the strongest locking mechanisms that has ever existed too. I mean, even if you take that lock off of there, you have essentially, the locking mechanism is your hand. You know, so like you have to break the grip from the hand in order to be able to, if you do that, you're knocking the knife out of somebody's knocking the knife out of your
Yeah.
hand, so it doesn't matter if it's locked. But yeah, man, I mean, as long as you got a good grip on this knife, that goes up against the triad. Now, like, I mean, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, man, I don't think they care that we in the EDC community, don't really care, like as a whole, and I'm speaking as a whole because I understand that I'm part of this community that overall doesn't really appreciate these knives for what they are. I do because like I see the function is actually something. I'm trying not to hit Courtney over here. She's scared to
He's
death.
trying not to hit me with the one that don't have the edge, but he's just flipping around the one with the edge over here closest to me.
You see what I'm saying? Um, I do see the value and the function. Like with this one being full titanium, it's got these materials, man. It's in D2. Jed does great D2. Got the pocket clip, so you can ride around with it in your pocket, no problem. I'm gonna have to figure out how to take that out. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but
You don't want the lock on it?
well, when it comes to flipping, sometimes
It gets in the way.
it actually, like this thing folds
Oh,
under,
yeah.
and then the blade will crash down right here, which isn't a big deal right now.
Because it don't have an edge on it, but once it has an edge.
Yeah, I don't want it messing my edge up if I'm going to use it to cut stuff. But all of them kind of do that, from what I can tell. It's like sometimes, like this thing comes under.
Yeah.
This one actually,
right.
yeah, that one
blade
actually
isn't-
passed by this.
Yeah.
This lock won't. Yeah.
It stops. And that's what Jed was talking about. He needed to get a stopper.
Oh,
on there.
okay. He's gonna
Like
need
when
to-
he
need to add a
makes
stop
more
pin.
of them, that's why he's going to do away with these,
The standoffs.
the standoffs that he has in there and actually put
Okay.
an
Yeah. I remember
actual.
him saying that.
Yeah,
I just didn't know what he was talking about until
that's
now.
what he's talking about. So it
Well,
don't
we
get in the way.
appreciate you, Courtney, letting us know what he's talking about.
There you go.
But
Good
okay.
thing I'm there to listen because Billy don't pay attention.
Yeah, and whatever she just said. But anyway, what I kind of want this to be a discussion video,
Okay.
for everybody, to chime in. But like, if you are a knife enthusiast and you have some sort of reason why you can't appreciate these knives, for one reason or the other, is it because of the stigma? Are you just adopting a stigma? Because the EDC community is really bad about that. We like to take other people's opinions and run with them.
Yeah,
Like
and that's with everything. It's every community.
no. I mean, like, I'm not going to be listening to no Chevy guy telling me I need to do a LS swap on my Cobra and I've heard it. I've heard it 1,000 times. And would it be more power? Yeah. And I mean, would it be easier to fix if it breaks down? Yeah. I mean, there's tons of good reasons to do it, but I'm not fucking doing it. Because no, the Cobra is going to stay the way it is. Not slapping no LS 12 or whatever the hell they got
So
out
you're
now.
just on the opposite side. So you'll go telling people, don't do that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be telling a Chevy guy to be like dropping a Cobra engine or get once you get to do a Coyote swap. I'm not against Chevrolet either. I'm not really on the side. I love Camaros and especially square body trucks and stuff like that. Like, so I don't really have a side. I've done away with all that stuff. Like, I don't team orient anymore. Like, I can appreciate something for what it is. What?
Nothing.
Tell me
Nothing.
what you got going on.
Nothing. Keep going.
No, you're looking at me. She's looking at me like I'm a liar.
I wasn't looking at you like you're a liar.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
just watching your mouth move.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Well, anyway, if there is a reason, it doesn't matter how silly you think it is, that you can't appreciate the Balisong. I want to hear about it.
Y'all heard my silly reason.
I want to learn more about why these knives are so negative. Like, I mean, this is like the most illegal knife in the United States too. Like the automatics used to be, and I mean, like, it's not because of deployment. That's pretty quick for a automatic, but you don't even need an automatic for quick deployment. I mean, like, you just like Ontario Rat number 1. It's manual. I get it open just as fast as that automatic, if not faster, and especially getting it open faster than one of these Balisongs. Like, because I mean, you're gonna have to.
It just looks scary.
That probably is part of it. It was probably written in at a time when people were carrying these things that were involved in a lot of high crime. If we're being honest, I'm thinking 1970s, especially New York. Just street gangs and stuff like that would carry these things. And dude, when these people know how to flip them and they're actually involved in knife fighting,
Yeah.
it's very fascinating. I love watching people do the tricks. And if it was something that I could just like download, I would know how to do these tricks too. But it's something I have to learn. I don't have a lot of time to play with that. So I doubt I'll ever learn anything more than like just how to open it. Maybe get fluent with the
Just
standard opening.
days of sitting in a truck, just waiting.
Oh yeah, yeah. You've been with me. That's what I want to do. I want to just park the truck
Start
and
practicing.
start practicing. Yep. But I do. I want to know what's going on. Is it something like did one of these things like sneak in your window when you were a kid and poke you in the booty hole? Or no, but for real, what is it? Is it because I really also think that and this might not be a popular opinion, but like I've noticed in the EDC community since I've been a part of it, we love our drama. Like you, um, just in
Like
the
hens in a hen house.
yeah, like hens in a hen house. And like if I come out with a video that's got any drama, like this one right here, I mean like the thumbnail, most hated knife ever, whatever. Like that might attract more views than like say I got 100 views on this knife. Where you might have like 1,000 views on a counterfeit knife that nobody likes. Nobody, they'll be in the
Right.
comments, be like,
They
you shouldn't be.
just click on
Yeah,
it to fuss about it.
you click on it, you watch 40% of the video, and then you tell me I shouldn't put that video out. And that's what's, if we had to go back and look at all the stuff that's grown the channel, it's been all of the dramatic stuff. It's been
Yeah.
all of the stuff that's what you would consider to be controversial. I could come out with a Sabenza 31 video, and I might get 200 views on it in a year. And that is no lie.
Right.
And this knife is worthy of a video. Like, but you come out with a video on a counterfeit that somebody sends to you, or one that I bought in the past, or whatever. Then you start getting a lot of it's controversial, so people click on it.
And I kind of wonder if some of it doesn't come from like my perspective of it too is I think they're perceived more as like fidget toys.
Well, so is everything.
No, I'm just saying but they have a lot more moving parts. So like I'm wondering if like the average EDCer that has in their mind what a knife is supposed to be for, even though the majority of us do not use them.
We got the compression lock. Got the lock out of the way so we can.
But like if it's kind of like a subconscious like that's not a knife, it's a freaking toy. They're just playing with it.
Well, yeah, that's all we do to them. I mean, like if most of the people in our community are they're opening up Amazon boxes, and those Amazon boxes have more knives in them, and that's just God's honest truth, I'm no different. I have to go out of my way to put a knife through some work if we're being honest, and these guys, they don't even care if the knife has an edge on it. I've watched a lot of Balisong videos, and I can't remember who the hell I was watching. I have tagged him in the past, but most of his knives have a trainer blade in them. I would say like 80-90% of the knives in his collection have trainer blades in them, and he's really great and fluent with his very very precise tricks that he teaches people how to do on his channel. But his collection may have 200-300 Balisongs in it, and they won't cut nothing. And then if Benchmade drops a Balisong and they're charging $565 for it, and it's got some sort of steel in there like D2 or S35N, I've seen Balisong videos. People were like, "Oh my God, they could have just kept that super steel to themselves and gave us 440C or aluminum foil as far as we care. All we need is the weight there in the middle." They're not using these knives to cut things.
No, which goes back to the toy fidget factor aspect persona of the Balisong carriers.
Okay, so that's why I brought it up.
Right.
I can understand why somebody might not enjoy the Balisong community if they don't really count these things as knives.
Right.
But if you got a live blade on there and somebody's carrying one with a live blade and they use it as an EDC knife, and it's got an excellent locking mechanism and multiple forms of deployment. You're not going to get more forms of deployment, and that's something we like in the EDC community. We like having thumb studs, and we like having flipper tabs, and front flippers and button locks, and then you got like Tri-State's knife. I think it's got 4 different ways, or I think it's 3. It's got 3 different ways that you can deploy that knife, and or 4. I don't remember. I can't remember exactly, but like it's something that we when a knife
Yeah.
has more than just one way to open it, that's we look at that as a positive. And when I say we, I'm just talking about our community in general. But like if it's a positive for having multiple deployment methods because it is a fidget toy, then so I mean like
Right.
these are as well. But I mean there's so much more skill involved. Like this isn't just something you just flip a thumb stud
Right.
or learn how to do a front flipper real quick and like there's a lot of skill involved in actually learning how to use these things the way they were meant to be used.
One positive, like you were asking me about the locking mechanism and what I thought about it. One thing you won't have to worry about is if it's locked, it's not going to accidentally open.
It can't. It cannot accidentally open. It can't. Like it's if you've got that thing on here, I don't think I won't say it can't because anything that you can imagine can happen, right?
Yeah, but
if
it's
you
a lot less likely.
Yeah, it's a lot less likely for this thing to, especially if you got it on a pocket clip.
Yeah.
Where you got, well, I don't know if that really matters, but the only reason I say that is because it's going to keep that knife in one spot in your pocket. So more than likely, you got the lock hanging out. So if you feel that lock is out of place, you don't even have to take it out of your pocket until you lock it back.
Secure it back down. Yeah.
And I'm like I said, I think the Balisong is genius when it comes to functionality. Like if you're not really concerned, or if you are, about learning how to do all the tricks and stuff, I mean, it's yeah, we're great, ain't we? It's a 10-inch knife, man. It's the size of a Cold Steel Formax Scout, and it's full titanium, and like we gonna offer you a 4.5-inch blade, something like that. It's like or more. Where are we at?
About a 4-inch blade.
4.5.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a 4.25-inch cutting edge. You got plenty of knife here to do knife things with. Not any heavier than it's. I think it's 5.5 ounces. Not any heavier than like say an 80-15 or something like that. It's slimmer in profile than a lot of other knives. The Lucha especially is a lot thinner in profile. I say a lot. It's not terribly smaller. It is smaller, but it's not. Let's just measure it. But like this would be like the more standard size Balisong that you're gonna find most people in that community carrying. Like I kind of like the Hornbeak custom because it's a little beefier than everything else. It's 2764. It's exactly what I was thinking. Almost 11 millimeters and a little less than a half an inch on that handle thickness, 0.42. On the Hornbeak, we're looking at
right at a half.
Yeah, just a little over. So not a huge difference, but there is a difference there. But a half-inch folder.
I think the bigger difference would probably be in the thickness this way with these.
It's 1.25 inches wide. The Hornbeak. Well, this one kind of.
We'll go at its widest point.
Yeah, let's go with the widest point. Let's lock them up and go at the widest point. Right under the lock.
1.11.
1.11 at its widest point. And the Hornbeak is 1.37. I mean, we're not talking about monstrous differences here.
No.
But that is a 1/4 inch, wider at its widest point than the Lucha. But yeah, man, just a discussion video. Weigh in with your thoughts. I know everybody's got these opinions. I'm not trying to talk shit about you because you have your opinions. It's something I genuinely want to know more about. Like I'm, sometimes things just go over my head, and it's one of those deals I just have to I just kind of laugh it off whenever I hear people.
And there may be something a few decades back that we don't realize that did create a stigma with them.
Those little cartoon characters they always make. Like Jed's got this really cool bull, and this is kind of like a Yoda or something. Like, but anyway, y'all. We'll go. Courtney, you got anything you want to add? Any questions? Anything at all?
One other thing that may cause some people to not like them
Okay.
is, like you said, it takes a lot of skill. So if they don't want to feel like they're just inadequately using a ballad song, but don't have,
Those things are gay.
right, it's like because they don't know how to do the stuff they see being done.
I
So
can do
instead of
this.
trying to learn it, they'd rather just talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's not a hit on anybody either. It's
No,
just
I mean-
that's how like people are, man. Like,
Yeah.
don't understand it, so it's stupid.
Yeah. I get it. It's like pre-calculus for me.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah. What's the point of all this shit? Like, but yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess that's it, man. We'll cut it off. Get this thing uploaded. Thank you, Mitch Bolig, for sending these things in for us to play with. And if you're not subscribed to Mitch's channel, you might as well go over there and do it. I don't think he talks about Balisongs too much, so I think you'll be perfectly safe in a nice, quiet environment. Mitch does do really good videos, by the way. He puts a lot of time and effort in his videos. And I think one of the best videos he's ever come out with was on my Raptora. No, I'm playing. But anyway, you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. Definitely weigh in with your opinions in the comments. We'll catch you on the flip side.